Many thanks again for rejoining us on the program TMI on the ITV network. Let's continue with our conversations on the build-up to Edo State governorship election. Analysts are saying that the level of propaganda in the build-up to this election is at its peak, bringing about some level of confusion for the electorate to have a responsibility to decide who takes over at Dennis Osadebe Avenue come 21st September 2024. What is the origin of these propaganda? What is the purpose of these propaganda? And how can the electorate decipher the real issues, separate the seeds from the chaff to ensure that they make an informed decision that will impact positively on the polity? That's the thrust of this discussion. Let me welcome to the studio here in the studio with me, Dr. Andrew Omosafe is a member of the APC Edo State Campaign Council media team. Dr. Omosafe, thank you for coming on the program.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
We also have with us here the Director of Social Media and the PDP Campaign Council Edo State, Fares Okbari. Fares, good morning and welcome to the program.
Thank you, Sonny, for having me. Good morning, Edo people.
Fares, let me start off with you right away. I mean, election is about campaigns, is about political parties and their candidates going out there to engage the electorates and, of course, sell the manifesto, sell their agenda to the people. What is it about this conversation on the level of propaganda that has dominated discourse and engagement in the build-up to the state governorship election?
Yes, thank you very much. Sonny, if you see that since the beginning of these campaigns and the road to Edo 2024, our candidate, Dr. Astor Godalo, has been engaging Edo people. He has been engaging the good people of Edo State. He has been meeting with student groups, with traders, with religious organizations. He has been everywhere. You go to social media, you see his engagement. He has been to almost all the media houses, to Arise, to channels, to ITV, to EBS, just name it, to radio, everywhere. He's everywhere campaigning and reaching out to Edo people. And you see, fortunately, we cannot say the same for the other political parties. And because when we talk about propaganda, there's only one party who has focused on propaganda, using propaganda as a tool for their campaigns, because obviously the APC, they have nothing to campaign with, so they've employed propaganda as a tool for the campaigns in this election. They do nothing every day but just sit down and spread lies and propaganda. It's so bad that they even act some of this propaganda, by taking, you saw the one recently on social media where they took some people to a place at Enyan and then bagged some bags of maize and corn and asked the outside boys to start packing it, and then somebody came out and started videoing and say it was rice. So these are the kind of things that they want to do. These are the kind of things that they have been engaging in. We've been asking them to bring out their candidate, to engage our candidate, to engage in debates, to engage in constructive debates, in town hall meetings and all of that. But unfortunately, they don't want to do that. All they want to do is continue to spread lies, propaganda, malicious lies in the hope to deceive Edo people, because they have absolutely nothing to campaign with in this election. They have nothing to tell Edo people. Look at the level of suffering in Nigeria today. And the APC have nothing to tell the people of Edo State as to why Nigeria is the state where it is today. So for that reason, all they want to do is continue to employ lies, propaganda, and run a complete machinery of lies and propaganda, even that is being sponsored by their political leaders, by the leaders of their party. If you see that just recently we saw a video of their own candidates, out there, walking on a road where if it rains, the water may gather in a place for a few minutes, and the next day you go there and the place is completely dry. When they are saying his car couldn't pass the same road, but that he has to come down from his car to walk on and use his leg to cross the water. So all those kind of things are designed to deceive Edo people, are designed to spread lies and hate against a particular party and their own candidate. What we want to do in this election is come out and debate the real issues. We've been asking that their candidate come out for a debate with other candidates so that people have a right to see those who are interested in governing them and have a right to choose from those who are governing them. If you look at right now, the PDP candidate is selling his manifesto, a pathway to prosperity for all. The APC candidate is coming and saying that he doesn't even need the manifesto.
Okay, let me pursue there, Fares. I'll come back to you in a moment. Dr. Mosafe, share your thought with me on this conversation around the heightened level of propaganda in this, in the build-up to this election. And Fares is outrightly accusing your party of being the mastermind of this propaganda machinery to hoodwink and deceive Edo people.
You know, when you have nothing to say, you resort to lies, you resort to campaign of calumny, you veer off the issues, and you start attacking either personalities or, things that really do not help. I listened to Fares keenly, and I must say that Fares didn't disappoint me, because we all know Fares to be a propagandist, a foremost propagandist. He's someone that, hardly says the truth. And if you have followed him over the years, you will know that that's his stock in trade. So I'm not surprised. However, what is propaganda? Propaganda is the deployment of fake information, or if you like, fake news, in an attempt to deceive the people and divert their attention from the real issues. So when you start trending propaganda, you divert people's attention, from what the core issues are, issues that faces them on a daily basis. And since the inception of the Obaseki administration, I know quite a large number of Edo citizens who agree with me that what you have seen, this is not even election, I'm talking of governance, is the deployment of propaganda, to create a mindset that I am working whereas you are doing nothing. And so when you go to the social media on a daily basis, you see very beautiful graphics that are designed and put out there. Edo to invest in 100 million for agriculture. Edo to invest in $20 billion Gelegele seaport. Edo to invest to build Edo North Airport. And you see that they beautifully design that graphics and put it out there, and people, people will just say, this man is working. But when you go to the to on ground, okay, I'll give you an example. You are a media man, and your lenses are everywhere. Can you please tell me where Edo Industrial Park is located? It's not where. It just existed on graphic content, social media, Facebook, and it's not where. It's not on ground anywhere. And this is what they have. I've just given one example. I can give you 100 if you want. But you see them, they come on air and they spread fake news. He's talking of they gathered people to go and bag grains. The Commissioner for Information admitted on TVC News, is it TVC or RI? It's TVC, I think, that indeed Edo received trucks of rice from the federal government. The same trucks of rice that were seen in different corners of the state, hidden in different warehouses. Now, I find it really, this is not propaganda. Thank God we are here now, it's not propaganda. But I find it really nauseating, really, annoying, and even difficult to believe that a government can hide food from its own people. That a government, a people that you have sworn to protect, a people, this is outside politics, let's talk realistically. A people you have sworn to protect, a people you have sworn to take care of. Now, food will come, you will hide. How can you do that? We saw what happened with NSAS in 2020, where a warehouse of palliatives was discovered somewhere around the medical stores.
Well, how do you justify that? The government is hiding food when there are people who have admitted to receiving food? How do you justify?
Well, in any case, you want to, if things are shrouded in secrecy, people will ordinarily resort to, they are not feeling the impact. And they are hearing that something like this came, 20 trucks of rice came, and then they are not feeling the impact, they are not seeing the rice. What do you expect them to do? They start looking for where the rice are hidden. Now, if you are saying maybe 20 trucks of rice came, and you did not deem it fit to invite people, civil society organizations, opinion molders, opinion leaders, to come and sit down and decide how this rice will be distributed. And then you or your own single-handedly said, okay, you call a few pastors who call themselves whatever, and you start giving them rice.
But those pastors, are they real? Are they,
said?
The pastors, you said a few pastors, are they real?
If they are real?
Yes.
Who knows if they are real?
So why did we investigate to know if they are real, if they actually got this rice, as it were?
They came on air to tell you they got the rice.
Okay.
The question is not whether they received the rice. The question is, did the rice get to the people?
Okay.
You see, like I said, when things are shrouded in secrecy, and people are aware that something like this came, what do you expect them to do? They start looking for where it is.
Okay.
Now, by the end of the day, they find it, and they decide on their own to blow it up. Even the Fares that is talking now, he's not a propagandist. The other day, there was a leaked WhatsApp discussion that involved the commissioner, in their WhatsApp, and he was talking of, let us use propaganda, let us use this. And it was blown open. The whole world saw it. Okay, I'm sure you saw it.
Let me pause you there. Fares, quickly speak to us on the feeling that the impact of governance in Edo State is more of propaganda than reality. I mean, that seems to be the position of Dr. Omosefe here. What are your perspectives along those lines?
Well, it's rather unfortunate that, my brother there would open his mouth to say that, he's a propagandist. We all know those who are propagandists. And coming back to the issues, it's kind of embarrassing to see that the APC are even talking about distribution of rice. It's a shame, Sonny, it's a shame. Because if you go back to history, Sonny, when the PDP was in government in 2014, a bag of rice was 7,500. Nigerians could afford to buy rice and dash it out to people, gift it out to people the way they like. Today, a bag of rice is 90-something thousand naira. And people are now so desperate for rice. And the reason for that is because of the APC, because of the APC mismanagement of the country since 2015. Go to Sapele today. There was no road to pass to in Sapele because the NNPC there, who is selling fuel for 591, there are so many cars blocking the road, trying to get petrol for 591 naira a liter. This is the same fuel that was being sold for 87 naira a liter when the PDP was in government, just about 8 years ago or 9 years ago. And as you can see, if you look at them, because they tell you, that donut airport, this, that, and that, ask them, ask the APC, ask Omosefe there, who is sitting there with you, what their governments, what the APC has done in Nigeria in Edo in the last 9 years. Ask them to show you one achievement of the APC-led administration in Edo State in the last 1 year to say, okay, this is one federal road that the APC have done, have started. Nothing they can show you, nothing they can show you. When the PDP was in government, in 1999, they built the Benin bypass. The Benin bypass was built all the way from Sapele to Oluku. That's the road that diverts traffic away from Benin City today. When Jonathan came, Jonathan built the Benin Ofosu Road, all the way from Benin, all the way down to Okada, all the way down to Ofosu. You could see what they did in Edo State, what PDP did in Edo State. Now look at these people. In the last 9 years, nothing has been done in Edo. The Benin Auchi Road that was under construction by the PDP administration was abandoned by them. And yet they have the temerity to talk about the Edo North Airport. Who will go and build an airport in Edo North right now when the Benin Auchi Road is not even there, it does not exist? You know, he's talked about that the things that Governor Obaseki does are beautiful on graphics and all of that. It's quite laughable, you know, because if he was driving from where he's coming from to Oluku, he would pass the Benin Benin Education Hub. He would have passed the Civil Service Secretariat. He would have passed other projects that the governor has done. He would have seen it. This is the same people who were spending 900 million every month to put diesel on just 2 street lights in Airport Road and in Sapele Road. 900 million, and they were charging the state 900 million, almost $1 billion every month. You know, so when they come out and talk about propaganda, it's because they have absolutely nothing to sell to Edo people. Now look at their candidates. Look at the candidate that they've presented for this election. All the media houses are not crying. If you go on social media, you see that Arise TV is trying to say, come and talk to us. You know, media houses are saying, come and talk to us. He's avoiding the media. The Nigerian Medical Association, who's the foremost association in Nigeria, you know, invited all the candidates from in Edo to say, come and speak to us, come and see us. The 3 major candidates, that of the PDP, that of Labour Party, and that of the APC. That of the PDP was there. He sold his vision to the Medical Association. You know, that of the Labour Party also went there. Only the APC candidate refused to go there. Just recently again, the Besidaso University, you know, invited all the candidates to come and engage with the student community, come and talk to them, come and, you know, sell your vision to them. You know, the PDP candidate went there, the Labour Party candidate went there, the APC candidate was nowhere to be seen. Only recently again, a Christian sports club, a very famous club in Edo State, you know, invited all the candidates, invited that of the PDP, invited that of Labour Party, and invited that of the APC. That of PDP went there, that of Labour Party went there, but that of the APC is nowhere to be seen. All they are doing is spreading lies and propaganda. They can't even campaign for their candidate because they are so embarrassed with the caliber of candidate they've presented. A candidate that does not know the difference between a zoo and a museum. They are so embarrassed about the candidate they've presented that they've now resorted to selling lies and propaganda. That's all they are doing every day and everywhere. And I'm ashamed to say that, you know, somebody like Omosefe there will be coming out to call me a propagandist. I don't even know how he calls himself a doctor. Which school he went to that calls himself a doctor? You know, if for someone who says he's a doctor, should know better.
All right, Fares, I don't want us to get, I don't want us to take this personal. We are engaging the issues for the benefit of the audience. Let's not get personal. The same for Dr. Omosefe. But let's get you in. What do you make of the feeling that the APC is resorting to propaganda to shield its candidate from the media space? What's your reaction to that?
Well, I will try as much as possible to stick to the issues because if I decide to respond to Fares, I bet he will end that call or he will end this call. But
that's why I said we should stay on the issues and be civil.
APC is a democratic party, and our core ideals are predicated on delivering the dividends of democracy to the doorsteps of the people. And so we try to concentrate as much as possible on the issues. Now, he asked, what has APC done in Edo State?
No, I asked a question.
Yes.
I asked a question. I said, what's your take on the feeling that your party is resorting to propaganda to shield your candidate from engaging?
That is fallacious. That is it's not the case. Now let me tell you something. I've always maintained that politics is a function of strategy. If you want to win elections, you evolve strategies that can help you win. And so our candidate is, like you know, is engaging the people at different levels. And he will not share himself into 20 at a time because he has his own strategies, and the strategies is working. Like I said the other time, by September 21st, you will see the effect of the strategies that my candidate has decided to use in an attempt to.
So one of the strategies is to completely evade the media.
He has not invaded the media.
Okay, but
I asked you the other time.
Just a moment, is it on record that he has spoken to or spoken with any media organization?
I asked you the other time, as ITV, have you extended invitation to my candidate and he did not show up?
Okay.
You have not. I mean, you can't just wake up and begin to criticize somebody and begin to accuse somebody when indeed you have not extended. He's talking of Oseni Abi Rufai. Rufai has not extended invitation to my candidate. You don't invite a well-respected senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria on Twitter, and you expect him to honor it. You don't invite a well-respected senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria via text message, and you expect him to honor it. I mean,
so was that what happened?
You must
just
place respect
on the office. I agree with you, sir, but was that what happened with the NMA, with the Benson Daosa University?
My candidate will not go. My candidate will not go from one conference to another. You know, explaining that. You see, people who have been attending these conferences, these talk shows that you're talking about, perhaps that is their strategy. I just told you here that we have our own strategy. So the
strategy, what I want to establish is that the strategy is to evade.
It's not evade. Has he invaded your studio?
Okay.
Did you invite him and he did not come?
Okay.
He has not invaded your studio.
Okay.
So until he does that, you don't have right to accuse him.
No, I'm asking you a question.
That's exactly the answer I'm giving you.
All right. All right.
Now, the thing is this, that he has not been going to, he didn't go to NBA, he didn't go to, that's what they have been singing, that's what they sing with. Have you gone to the people in Orunigbe? And they said, we invited your candidate, he did not come. Have you gone to the people in Ewabanosa? Have you gone to the people in Uromi? Or have you gone to the people in Agbede? And they said he did not come. Or you have gone to the streets, the motor parks, the bread sellers. These are the people that vote on election day. If you must vote, if you must win elections, you must target the people who will give you bulk votes. We see, sometimes I get worked up, you know, repeating some of these things over and over again. Because at the end of the day, the people you think will deliver votes for you are not the people that end up voting. We have been voting in elections. When you go to election ground, you see the caliber of people that you find on voting day. The people who you expect, the people who are elitist in mindset and all of that, many of them do not even vote. But the people who vote are in the villages, are in the semi-urban centers. These are the people that will vote on election day. And my candidate has seen it's okay, since these are the people that will vote, and these are the people that will, you know, actually feel, who actually feel the brunt of bad governance, especially the type that we have in Edo State today. And these are people that are saying we are tired. We don't have roads in our communities. Do you know each time it rains, he's saying my candidate went to the GRA. You saw the pool of water there that day. And he's saying, each time you go there the next day, you will not find water. It's not true. That road, if it rains, you may not be able to pass it for 2-3 days. In my own area where I drove from, I've developed amphibious features. I'm now a swimmer.
Show us. Yes. Show us the amphibious features that you have.
No, I'm telling you now.
No, show them. You
show them. The last time I appeared on your program,
yes,
when you called me,
yes,
what did I tell you I was passing through?
Okay.
I told you I'm trying to navigate my area because the whole place is flooded.
Okay.
And if you want to be, we really want to look at it the way it is, do you make promises that you cannot fulfill? Now, you are talking of going from one place to another, making promises, speaking English, the same English we have been hearing for the past 7.5 years. You are making promises that many of them, do you even know that these politicians can be funny most times? They know the promises they are making, they know they will not fulfill it. They know. How can somebody who knows that he will not build a donut airport, you heard him admit just now, that, you know, a donut airport cannot be built. Now, you know you cannot build a donut airport.
But he gave a reason why that cannot happen.
What reason?
You heard him.
By the time he was making the promise for a donut, did you not see that same reason there? Now, when you were telling people who build Gele Seaport, okay, let's even leave all that. Where is Benin Industrial Park? Where is Benin Recreation Hub? How do they call it? Where all these promises, where is Sobe Farms? Where is the Ilushi Rice Farm? Were they not promised? Where did you see demographics? When we talk of propaganda is news that is not there, stories that is not true. You have told us you will do this, you will do that. Okay, is it also propaganda that College of Agriculture today is still not open, it's still not functioning? Don't you know what happened with Ambrose Ali University? When that university, foremost university in Nigeria, was treated the way it was. Till today, it's Ambrose Ali University, the university you used to know. But when the APC was handing that university over to him, don't you know how it was? Look at, okay, let's also look at this. Do you know the public schools system in Edo State was one of the best in Nigeria under Comrade Adams Oshomole? With the Red Roof Revolution and with all the facilities that were in public schools. To the extent that public schools became very attractive to parents. That students, parents were enrolling their children en masse in public schools. At the end of the day, what's happening today?
Okay.
The public schools have become a shadow of this. There are no teachers in public schools. Yep. See, when you say Edo Best, you just buy iPad and you give. There are no teachers in public schools.
Let me proceed.
During the time of Comrade, let me just land on this. During the time of Comrade, you go to public schools, you find 1A, class 1B, class 1C, because of the population. Now they have now merged 3 classes in one with 1 teacher. There are no teachers. Students are no longer coming to public schools because it has been bastardized.
All right, Fares, quickly respond to these issues as it relates to the subjects, the focus of this conversation. And then also let's look at the implication of adopting propaganda strategy in campaigns, the implications for the electorate, and how you think the electorate can navigate their way through this situation, as it were.
Sonny, everybody knows that the APC is a party of lies and propaganda. That is why they don't want their candidate to come out to engage Edo people. They know it, that the only thing they can do is spread lies and propaganda. How can they look into the people, look into the eyes of Nigerians or look into the eyes of Edo people and bring out a candidate that does not know the difference between the zoo and the museum and even talk to Edo people? They know that, they presented a candidate that does not have the intellectual capacity to engage Edo people. And for that sole reason, they want to use propaganda and lies to push their candidate through. But Edo people are not stupid. They know the difference. They know the difference between the candidate, and they can see the obvious difference. Everywhere you ask him just now, and he said that the ITV has not extended any invitation to their candidate, which is not even true. So many media houses have extended invitation. The BIU sent letter and they published it. The NMA sent letter and they published it, and they look at the evidence of their invitation to their candidate. But obviously, the candidate has refused to show up because he cannot engage. He doesn't want to engage because he has been told not to engage Edo people, because if he engages Edo people, people will see that he lacks the intellectual capacity to become a governor. He has been in the Senate for over a year. He has never raised one motion. He has never sponsored one bill. He has never spoken in the Senate. And we look at other senators. You see other senators, standing up to speak for their people, to stand up and speak for their people. You'll be embarrassed that such a person will come out and say he's a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. For over 1 year that he has been in the Senate, he has not sponsored a bill. He has not supported a motion. He has not raised his hand in the Senate one day to speak. And the reason is not far-fetched. He doesn't have the intellectual capacity to do so. You cannot give what you don't have. What the APC have been doing is selling lies about their candidate, and when I personally went to INEC, I went to inquire about the CTC of his document that was submitted to INEC. I was ashamed to see the kind of WAEC result that he submitted to INEC. Also that they claim that he has a company, he has a digital company, And when we looked at his qualifications that he submitted to INEC, when they put where he has worked, he writes nil. Sonny, that information is on INEC office in Kubahi. You can go there and get it. It's on INEC office in Kubahi. In the same form where he filled to INEC, when they asked him for previous jobs where he has worked before, he wrote NIL, in all of them, which means he has not worked before anywhere. He has no history of work. He has not done anything. There's no history to say this candidate has worked here before or has done this or that. No history. He has zero history. And what I'm saying now is fact. You can go to INEC office to corroborate, to confirm it. In the forms that he submitted to INEC, in his previous jobs that he has done, he filled NIL, nil. And they say that he has a digital company. Somebody who they claim has digital doesn't even have a Facebook account, doesn't even have a Twitter account, can't even engage digitally, and you claim that he has a digital company. So you see that even when they are lying to Edo people. They don't even know that their lies do not make any sense. So all they want to do is continue to spread propaganda. Ask them to bring their candidate out for a debate, and you see that the story will change.
Okay, so let's go back to the studio. Dr. Mosafe, on a final note, what's your take on how the electorates can leverage on some basic information skills to decipher the truths from the lies, the propaganda, the realities from the propaganda, to make informed decisions? What strategy? What's your advice?
Okay, before there's need to correct some impression that he tried to create. You see, when people, when I called him a propagandist, he was angry. But he has also shown to Edo people just now, or he has now tried to establish what I said. You said you went to INEC and you saw his
profile.
The profile.
Yeah.
INEC showed you his profile, what he filled. And work experience new. What he has done before new. Everything that he has done new. And he doesn't even have currently he doesn't even have a job. Somebody who is a sitting senator of the Federal Republic. Now, we are not claiming. We are saying that Monday Okpebolo is the owner of Interweb Satcoms. Interweb Satcoms is listed on the National Communications Commission as number 2. One of the companies that laid the foundations of digital communication in Nigeria today. All of this network that we are using, even including what Fares is using to spread propaganda now, was laid by Monday Okpebolo. Is known as one of the biggest importers of computers into the country in Nigeria today. Someone who has been in the business world, someone who has been in the digital world, making things happen. Now, my candidate, I've said it over and over again, is not a noisemaker. It's not somebody that will go around telling people what he will not do. Speaking English, Queen's English, as if that is what is needed to govern Edo State. Okay. What is needed to govern Edo State is capacity, is competence, is empathy. What Benin we call agengevo. Empathy for the people, love for the people. If you love your people, you will not deceive them. Okay, let me
pause you, Dr. Let me pause you. We have to come to you.
Paint buildings.
We have to come to you because there was a glitch. Fares, yes, quickly, we'll got you back now. Can you establish the points you were making, Fares Okpere? Yeah.
To what he said, look at this is the interweb site that he claimed that is owned by Monday Okpebolo. If you go to this thing on Google, Monday Okpebolo's name is not even listed as part of those who own the company. So you see that even on TV, he's telling lies. This is it. I'm there right now. You see, this is it. Monday Okpebolo is not even listed there as one of those who even own that company. You see, that's what we talk about propaganda. We're just talking about propaganda, and my friend there is still there spreading lies to Edo people. Recently we saw the candidate, their candidate, come out in a public place where he was talking to some religious leaders, and he said that he doesn't need a manifesto, that there's no need for a manifesto. That's the caliber of mindset that they have. That it is basic, that any party who wants to run government must at least have a plan, a vision. And we've seen this before. While the PDP and the Labour Party and all of that were campaigning in 2023 for presidential election, we saw their own presidential candidate, Tinubu, who said he doesn't need a manifesto. Where is Nigeria today? Nigeria is where it is today because Tinubu said he doesn't need a manifesto to rule Nigeria. And today, Nigerians are suffering. Nigerians are using cucumber to cook stew right now. People are desperately hungry. People are protesting in the north. People are protesting everywhere for hunger in 2024. These were the same people who were dashing people bags of rice, when PDP was in government. Because they brought a president who says that he doesn't need manifesto to rule the people, to govern the people. That is where Nigeria is where it is today. Tinubu came out and said he doesn't need a manifesto. He was busy talking bulaba. When the media houses will invite him, he will not show up. Now we have the same kind of person in Edo today who is trying to use the same strategy, but he doesn't know that Edo people are wiser. Edo people are not stupid. And we are going to show them on September 21st that Edo people are not stupid. Now they are trying to employ the same strategy of hiding their candidate, making sure that it doesn't engage the media, it doesn't engage the press, it doesn't engage the civil society, and they will just hide him and think they can sneak him through the back door the way Tinubu was brought in, and then Nigeria is where it is today. Look at Nigeria, the way Nigeria is today. People are hungry, people are dying on the street for hunger. because they brought in a president who said that he doesn't need a manifesto. And now their own candidate also says that he doesn't need a manifesto. And if you look at something interesting, you see that the Tinubu's motto, or whatever he used, his agenda for 2023 presidential election was renewed hope. Go and look at Monday Revolution, also renewed hope. You see, it tells you something that they have something in common. They are trying to introduce the kind of maladministration that they've put on at the national level, trying to introduce to Edo State. We see Edo State today where workers are earning the highest, the Edo State workers are the highest paid everywhere in the country. We see at Edo State where pensioners are no longer dying on the street. So you can remember, if you go back to 2016, that was the last time pensioners protested in Edo State. When the APC was in government, pensioners were protesting every day in Ringo, wearing black and black. We ITV have the clip. Go and watch it. Local government workers were not paid for 44 months. Local government, for example, was not paid for 44 months. Agboros and thugs were running the streets. Akugbe Ventures and the rest of them were running the streets, terrorizing people, bus drivers, market women. They were beating them, destroying and seizing their goods, and services. These were the same kind of people who will come out now and talk about governance. When governance in Edo, everybody knows that the governance in Edo have been taken to a brand new level. And Aso Ighodalo has come in, with the boldness, with the ideas, with the vision to take Edo State to a higher level.
All right, Fares, thank you very much. That's where we'll stop you, Fares. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let me get a final word from you before we call it a wrap, on the conversation, how the electorate can decipher, they can sieve, they can separate the propaganda from the real issues and make informed decisions.
Well, Edo State is one of the politically conscious states in Nigeria, politically educated. And our people know they are not moved by fake news. Our people know what the truth is. They see, they feel the impact, whether positively or negatively, of government. And when you are discussing, you try to tie everything around federal government because you have failed in Edo as a government, and you know that because you could not deliver the dividends of democracy to the people, you now, begin to say, okay, let us look for, although it's politics, and I totally understand, because you use every strategy to try to outsmart your opponent. So when you try to tie everything to the federal, it shows that you do not even have anything to campaign with in the state. In Edo State, the people, Edo people, have placed side by side the 8 years of Comrade Adams Oshomole as governor and the 8 years of Godwin Obaseki as governor. And Edo State people can actually see the difference. In fact, when you engage people, at least your lenses are everywhere, go to the streets, try to do an analysis or an analogy between Comrade Oshomole's administration and Obaseki's, and you see that they are not matched. Comrade Adams Oshomole's achievement, can only be compared to what Sam Ogbemudia did, in this state, and that of Ambrose Ali. Okay. In fact, those are the only two people that you can easily compare with Comrade Adams Oshomole. Even till today, he has no match, he has no equal. So when you now leave, some of the foundations that were laid by Comrade are no longer there, they have been destroyed. And then you say you have done. Government is supposed to be a continuum. Okay. When you come and you meet development, you are supposed to continue with that development. You are not supposed to take Edo people backward. And that is why Edo people are saying that come September 21st, we are going to vote Monday Bevelo, who will now come and rekindle that hope that was given to them by Comrade Adams Oshomole. Who will now come and bring back development.
We'll keep our fingers crossed.
People need to see development. People need to feel development. People need to eat development. People need to breathe development. And they have not done that in the past 8 years.
All right, Dr. Mosave, thank you for your time.
Bevelo is coming to the rescue.
Thank you very much. Fares Sokbare, thank you so much for also joining us virtually to drive this conversation on the challenge of propaganda in this election. Fares, thank you so much for joining us on the program.
Thank you. Also, good for governor.
We'll charge both of you heavily for those statements that you're making.